Hey everybody, it's YouTube Skills and I'm bringing you Willpower. If I Can Do It, You Can Do It podcast every day at 6 p.m. It's a recap on how I changed my life and how I overcame addiction. So if it's interesting to you, stick around and I'll see you at 6 p.m. Willpower, If I Can Do It, You Can Do It is going to be a show based on how I got to where I am right now in life and where I was, 10 years ago. So I want to show you guys that there is a way, to overcome addiction and to overcome a lifestyle of incarceration and just repetitive, failure. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to show you guys how I got myself out of that hole I dug myself. So if you guys want to stick around. Feel free to ask me any questions that you guys might have. I'm going to do it open with the chat so that you guys, I hope everybody's doing really good tonight. And there's going to be a lot more shows to come. And we're just going to let it develop however it develops. And I hope you guys like this content. But let's get into it. So first check we got to do is mic check. Mic check is good. Everything's good there. Right? Okay, so I wanted to let you guys know too, also there's Discord. I have Discord open, so if anybody wants to get on stream and personally ask me questions, you can. My Discord is up on the screen right there on the left side. It's at the top, and that's the link, the invite link to my Discord. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get everything squared away here. I'm gonna light me a cigarette. Now's the time, you guys. If you guys smoke, you guys like to chill and relax, now's the time to do it. Whether you're working or working out or sitting in your living room, whatever it is, just sit back, relax, and listen to this show because we got it going right here. I'm just gonna let a couple people trickle in before we really start. Let me get a lighter.
Pr0-sKiLLz-LxP said, and pink waving.
Hey, Pr0-sKiLLz-LxP, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Woo. How's your day? How's your evening? I hope everything's great with you. We're getting ready to start our show right now. So now that I got everything set up and we're ready to go. I want to first let you guys know that before I was a YouTuber and before I, was gaming and making content and doing all that, I was kind of a really selfish person. I didn't really care about anybody or how anybody felt. Personally, I really didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because I had so much hurt and so much anger inside me. You know what I'm saying? And I think it started all with the beginning. You know what I mean? The beginning of where I was when I was raised and how I grew up. Now, I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay. Now, and you gotta understand, in this city, there ain't really much to do. There ain't really much things for the public to do around here. We don't have no beaches. We don't have no fucking theme parks. We don't have no fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that we do out here is fucking either sell dope or fucking be a fucking dope head. You know what I mean? Either
Tiffany Demery.
grow up being a drug addict or... Oh, Tiffany, what's good? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. Like I was saying, when I grew up, first of all, let me say this. When I was raised by multiple people. My father went to prison when I was only the year I was born. So in 91 was the year I was born, right? I'm 35 years old. Wait, no, 30. 31 years old. I don't know where the fuck I got 35 from, but anyway, 31 years old. Anyway, okay, and the year I was born, my father went to prison, right? So I was left in my mom's care. Now my mom, when at that time she was only maybe 16, I think, when she had me, and she was taking on a whole bunch. She was taking on, she had 3 or 4 other sisters that she had to look after because, her mother left her like that. You know what I'm saying? Her mother really didn't care and be there the way that family should. You know what I'm saying?
Let you so nice.
So basically my mom was young and she was taking on 4 other sisters, right? So she had me, boom. My dad went to prison the year I was born, right? So as far back as I can remember, when I was like 12, 13 years old, well, up until I was about 12 or 13, my mom tried to keep me in like sports and stuff. She put me in like basketball, and then she put me in like karate. And I'm talking about like at a really young age. I'm talking about junior wrestling and junior basketball. Like I was only before the age of 12. You know what I'm saying? So like 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. So I was in sports, right? And so this one day I stopped going to sports because I was in wrestling for forever, right? And I got into it with my mom, and she took me out of sports. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. What I'm trying to get at is, when I grew up, I was back and forth between my mom's, who was really young, and partying and, just doing what a young teenager does, you know what I'm saying? Also having the responsibility of all these other kids. I was back and forth between my mom and my grandma's, which is my dad's mother, okay? My dad's mother. So my dad was in prison the year I was born. He stayed in prison all the way till 2004, till I was already 14, 15, I believe, when my dad got out of prison. And so I didn't really care for him that much, because I at first, growing up, I always, had that hope of, oh, I want to go see my father. I want to go do this. I want to do that. I wish I knew my father. And, my grandma would always take me to go see him, because that's my father's mother. She would take me to go see him in prison all the time and stuff. And he would make all these promises, I'm going to be there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I really looked up to him. I really, really looked up to him. And I would go see him every single weekend until like the age I was like 13, when I stopped going to see him. And so I had this all in my head that he was this good dude and all kinds of shit, right? What's up, Smoke? What's up, Smoke?
Sports good.
Welcome to the stream.
LL Smoke Cookie said, what's up?
What's good, Smoke? What's good? It's good. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast, yo. Yeah, so what I was saying was, I was back and forth between my mom's and my grandma's, right, while I was growing up. And fucking my grandma's house, like all over there, like everybody over there and shit, everybody was doing dope. Everybody was getting high. Everybody was doing bad, you know what I'm saying? But not right away. Not when I was really, really, as far back as I could remember, my grandma and my grandpa from my dad's side, they were like really involved in the church and stuff. You know what I mean? They had
Tiffany Dameron said, I like football.
You like football? I was in basketball and stuff, yo. But my what's it called? My grandparents were really involved with the church, right? Up until my dad like got out of prison, and then once my dad got out of prison, everything started going downhill. I mean, my grandpa and my grandma, the ones I'm talking about, they were a pastor and like really involved in the church and shit, you know what I'm saying? And once my dad got out, everybody started getting high and everybody started doing dope. And then my grandma she stopped using the pills, yo, because she used to take pills because she had fibromyalgia and pain in her back and shit. And she stopped taking her pills and couldn't get them from her doctors no more. So she started doing black. She started doing heroin because that's what's always been around, because her dad is the biggest heroin dealer in fucking Albuquerque in New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Which is my great grandpa. Rest in peace. He just passed away. But anyway, yeah, so it was kind of crazy growing up over there. So I was back and forth between my mom's and my grandma's house. When I would go to my mom's, I was real rebellious and stuff, so we would fight all the time. And one time when I was going to wrestling,
said, I like basketball too.
You like basketball too? Yeah, hell yeah. One time I was going to wrestling and fucking me and my mom were fighting, and I just remember calling her a bitch one time, and then she took me down under the stairs and beat the fuck out of me. I remember that, and that was the last time I seen sports. And honest to God truth, yo, I remember one day I called my mom a bitch, and we were at practice or at a game or something, and she took me under the bleachers and beat the fuck out of me, dog. Fuck yeah. I remember that shit. That was the last time I seen sports. After that, I got really rebellious, and I started staying at my grandma's full time. I stopped going with my mom and stuff, you know what I mean? My mom was kind of more level-headed at that time. So I wanted to do kind of what I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up living at my grandma's, and everybody there is full-blown heroin addicts, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's doing meth, and it's just crazy shit. So everybody's all strung out, you know what I mean, at my grandma's house. So you got me, my grandma, my grandpa.
Said, she beat you at school?
Sheesh. No, she beat me under the bleachers at wrestling practice. Or a wrestling game. I was in a wrestling game. And she fucking took me under the stairs, and I remember she beat the fuck out of me under the stairs. And that was the last time I seen sports, you know. But anyway, what I was saying was, living at my grandma's, yo, it was going from a good church going, you know, people to full-blown fucking heroin addicts, no fucking water, no electricity in the house, doing fucking bad, you know what I mean? Straight fucking bad.
Said,
and
WTF. Logan Clark said,
yo, Logan, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Rosie, welcome to the stream. It was at a wrestling game, bro, at the school. Yeah, at a school. A wrestling game. But anyway, yeah, so living at my grandma's was kind of hectic. There was just always drugs around me, always people selling dope or strung out, you know, all that comes with that whole world, you know what I'm saying? Put it this way, I was a full-blown heroin addict by the time I turned 14.
Tiffany Dameron said, hi, Logan Clark.
By the time I turned 14, I was already a full-blown heroin addict, and I was doing meth, and I started smoking weed at a really young age, but I think that's the only thing that really keep me sane.
Logan Clark.
And I started...
said, war's going on. Rochelle Skelton said, how old were you when you started doing drugs? Do you remember the first time you used?
How old was I when I started doing drugs? I was only, like I said, I can't even remember the first time I really did drugs, honestly. But I know I was in the age of like anywhere from 8 to 10, like around that age is when I first experienced and started like stealing the pipes and fucking, you know, just doing little dumb shit, you know what I mean? Trying to get high here and there, smoking a lot of weed.
Logan Clark.
I was real young. I was only 8 to 12 years old. So already at 14, I'm already a full-blown heroin addict, fucking shooting up, using needles and everything, you know what I'm saying? So this was like an everyday life for me. Logan Clark, what's good? I mean, what's going on? Nah, just the podcast, dog. I'm trying to tell this story about my fucking life and how I fucking got here and how I am doing what I am and how I could be dead right now and I could be fucking either in prison or dead. Well, I technically died. But anyway, yeah, we'll get into that. But anyway, when I was growing, well, let me tell you the story about my father since we started there. Right, so I waited 13 and a half, almost 14 years for my father to get out of prison. And for those 14 years, he promised me and promised me and promised me and put this in my head and told me we were going to do this and it was going to be this way. And the moment that he got out, it was not like that. It was all, I had it all fucked up, bro. He had my head all fucked up, you know. It was a big ass disappointment, the biggest disappointment in my whole fucking life. Because I thought that he was going to be the best person in the whole world, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be my father, like he just couldn't be with me, you know what I'm saying? And it turned out, you know, he's dead because of the type of person he is, and he is the way he is because of the type of person he chose to be, you know what I'm saying? And I really took that to heart. When he got out and he wasn't what I expected, I took that to heart, and I like really, it gave me a reason to say I didn't give a fuck. It gave me a reason to use.
Why you want to die? Logan Clark.
And
said, how did you go to prison? By the way, you don't have to answer.
No, feel free to ask me. That's why we're here, you know what I'm saying? So I went to prison when I was, let's see, I think when I was 20. I think I was 20 when I went to prison. 20 or 21, I went to prison. Why I went to prison was because I kept getting caught with drug paraphernalia over and over, or getting caught with little amounts of dope, or technically I have 6 felony possession convictions, possession of heroin, and I have aggravated burglary on my record, and I have armed robberies and a couple of other things. But the only conviction, I have a lot of arrests and a lot of different things on my record, but the only things I was convicted for was the 6 felony possessions and the aggravated burglary. So I didn't get sentenced to prison right away. I got sentenced to probation, and then I just could not do probation. I kept fucking it up over and over and over and fucking it up because I could not stop getting high. And with probation, you have to be clean for a certain amount of time, and I couldn't do that. I didn't know what living life was without getting high. That's all I knew. So
Logan Clark.
I just straight violated every fucking time.
Damn, dude, I am sorry about your life.
And then I got sent to prison. Once I violated like 6 times, I got sent to prison. But it's because I would get out. I would get locked up by picking up a possession. Like I would get pulled over and have like dope or a needle or something in the car, and they'll charge me with possession and they take me to jail, and then I bond out. And I'd bond out, and then I'd get caught again with more dope. And then fucking they add that on, and that's another charge. Boom. And then I'd get out, bond out, and then I'd get caught again and pick up more charges until they all stacked up on me. And once they all stacked up on me, they sent my ass to prison.
I think he was 18 years old.
Sheesh. Yeah, so I went to prison basically because I couldn't stay clean. I went to prison because I couldn't stop getting high, I couldn't stop using. And not only that I couldn't stop using, I didn't want to stop using. And not only did I not think that was even a possibility, I didn't even want that. All my life, all I wanted was to get high. All I cared about was my next fix. I grew up real selfish because I was spoiled. My grandma spoiled me. I never gave a fuck about nobody else or anything. I was real selfish, bro. I always cared about myself, and and I didn't care about who I hurt or who I fucking destroyed or how I hurt myself or what I was doing to myself. I didn't give a fuck at all. And it's because I didn't have nothing to live for. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nothing to live for. And I don't think I found that until I found my woman.
Logan Clark said,
I think,
is your life better now?
Oh yeah, my life's 100% better now. I love my life now. I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm happy now. And you know, it took me a lot. It took me a lot to get here, for sure. You know, and I knew this this podcast was gonna be that it could get emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't thought about a lot of this stuff in a long time. You feel me? But I just want to show and share everybody that you can overcome that shit. You can overcome addiction. And you can overcome having a fucked up lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
I'm proud of you. We love you.
But yeah, I don't know. I came so far, you know, and it seems like it was just around the corner. Like it was just yesterday. I was fucking homeless with nowhere to fucking go, sleeping outside, you know what I'm saying, with a fucking baby and shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't too long ago where I didn't fucking have nobody in that fucking, not a life at all. You know what I mean? I had nobody to give a fuck about. And, you know, it took me a long time. It took me a lot of time by myself in a fucking dark cell to realize that I need something in my life. You know what I mean? That I really need. I need a purpose. I need something to live for because I didn't give a fuck. I was ready to die. I was ready to just not even care or live life, bro. When I went to prison, I gave up, and my grandma died. I gave up, bro. I didn't give a fuck. Okay?
Good for you. Let good life.
And you know, thank God that I made it out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Because the way I was living in there, I was living as if I had a life sentence, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't care anymore, and I was taking out my anger. I was taking out my anger on anyone I could. And, you know, when I got out of prison, I still didn't have nobody, and I was lost. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nowhere to come home to. My grandma that took care of me my whole life, took care of me, loved me unconditionally. He loved me, you know what I mean? And he passed away, you know, she passed away in her addiction, you know what I'm saying? And I was there, you know what I'm saying, when she passed away, but that's not even the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that she was my everything, you know what I'm saying? She was my main support, you know what I mean? The person that raises you, the person that you call mom, the person you look up to, the person you call when you're in trouble, when you go to jail, or when you're fucking hurt or dying, the person you call for help, you know what I'm saying? She was my everything, and for her just to be up and gone one day, man, that fucking took a toll on me, man. That hit me like a ton of rocks. That hit me like a brick to the face,
Tiffany
bro.
Cameron
You know?
said, so sad. Rosie Borella
And
said, she loved you very much.
You know, she took care of me, you know, she loved me unconditionally, no matter how fucked up I was, or how
I feel for you.
If I stole, no matter what I did or what I went to jail for, or no matter what, bro, she loved me unconditionally, you know what I'm saying? And I can't say that shit about my mom, you know what I mean? I can't say that shit about my mother, you know what I mean? And you know, it sucks, and I know that my mom did everything that she could, you know, and she tried her best, but I just don't understand how you don't love your kids unconditionally. How can you not love your kids unconditionally? Like, with my new babies, I love my kids unconditionally. Like, no matter what they do, I would love them, you know what I mean? I wouldn't pick and choose when to love them and say that you don't love them and shit. Like, oh, fuck that, you know what I mean? Like, I never knew if I could go to my real mom or what, because I didn't know if she was in the mood to love me or if she was acting up and didn't want me around or didn't want nothing to do with me.
Rosie
I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? So I just
she
did my
could have
own.
done more.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I forgive everybody or whatever for everything, you know what I mean? And I think I just needed to forgive myself, you know what I mean? And that was just for letting people get to me and letting myself be controlled by my anger, you know what I'm saying? And I learned so much, you know, the last 3-4 years of my life. I've learned so much. I've came so far, you know what I mean? And I just want to let people know that you don't have to continue living that fucked up lifestyle, bro. And I'm not telling you, oh, be a big old fucking Bible thumper or fucking do this or that or anything. I'm just saying you don't have to fucking be down and out, and you don't have to be sitting there hoping to die, wishing to die. You know what I mean? Fucking, you don't have to be like that. There's a way, you know what I mean? There's a way, and there's a life you can make for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it just took the willpower. It took the willpower for me to say I didn't want that no more, to say I didn't want to live that life no more. You know what I'm saying?
Clark said, "Stay strong, man. I love you."
For me to make that stand, I had to reach my point in life. You know, I had to reach my breaking point. I reached my breaking point.
Strong flex biceps, flex biceps.
You know, I had reached my breaking point, and that's still I didn't change. Even when I reached my breaking point, I still didn't change. I still ran to the dope. I got sick recently, like right after I got out of prison and right after I met my wife, and I ended up getting a heart infection, and it's called endocarditis.
Be strong, flex biceps, flex biceps.
And it took my fucking, it literally almost took my life, you know what I mean? I was all the way from being healthy good to being on my deathbed within a matter of days. And, you know, they found a marble size abscess or infection inside my heart, and it was causing my heart to swell up. And I was basically gonna die. It was just gonna swell up until it busted and I died, you know? And no surgeon or nothing would touch me because I was a heroin addict, because I'm a heroin addict, you know what I'm saying? So I had to really prove to the doctors that I wanted my life, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't even want to work on me because I was a heroin addict, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to go do all the work on me, and then I go back to using, and it just puts me right back in the same position, you know? So I had to prove to the doctors that I wanted my life. And, you know, they went ahead. I found one that went ahead and went with the surgery. And they cut me open, and they took it out and they fixed me up. You know what I'm saying? They fucking cut my chest open. I had open heart surgery.
Tiffany Dameron said,
and
that not good.
And that really had me thinking,
Logan
you know
Clark
what I mean? Because
said, I am so sorry for you. You make me want to cry.
When I got out of prison, I felt like I didn't have nobody, and I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck about my life or anything. I didn't care no more. I didn't care if I shot it out with the fucking police. I didn't care if I didn't care about my life at all. I didn't care. I didn't care if I OD'd. I didn't care. I would purposely put more in the fucking syringe to do more, so I would OD. I didn't give a fuck.
Said, me too, Logan Clark.
Until I made you know, I met my wife, you know, and she was she wasn't in any better condition. She was an addict too, you know what I mean? And I met her through a friend. And I started going over one day, and you know, we kind of decided that we wanted to be together, and we were both together in our addiction, you know what I'm saying? And we were happy and stuff, but we were both using together, and it was just still a dark place, and everything around us, I was still going downhill, all the way to where, like, I go from having my own place, my first own apartment and everything, doing good, to, and her working and everything, to being homeless and sleeping in the car with a brand new newborn baby and shit, you know what I mean? So like, I was doing bad. And then when I got sick, that's when she cleaned up, and she refused to do any more dope or anything like that. And even in the hospital, when I was dying in the hospital, I still wanted to use in the hospital. I still wanted to use in the hospital. I was in the hospital dying, bro, from using, and I still wanted to use in the hospital, bro. Can you believe that shit? I can't believe that shit. Like, I still wanted to use. I still was grabbing heroin and putting it in my IVs and doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted to fade away. I didn't want to deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when I got sick, bro, I had really started thinking, like, is this what I want with my life? Or do I want something better? Or can I have something better? You know what I mean? And I asked God to take that desire away from me, and I just started, like, just thinking on it of how I could stop having this desire to use and get high. And I don't know, something in me clicked. When I was dying on that deathbed, something in me clicked. And I just knew that I didn't want my babies, because my girl was pregnant, and we just had a baby, like, out of nowhere. We weren't planning it or nothing. So I knew I was either going to go to prison, I was going to die, or I was going to change my life. And, you know, I honestly, I wanted to go back to prison. But, you know, when I got out of hospital and I started recovering, and I stayed clean, and I started thinking a little bit straight, you know what I mean? I started thinking straight, and I see my baby boys come, and I held them for the first time, and I knew that I have something, and I want to live for them, you know? I want to be with them. I want to raise them and let them have a life that I didn't have, you know? And it fucking, I don't know, something just hit me, and that desire to use and get high just went away from me. And ever since that moment in the hospital, I knew that I wanted to be here for my boys. I wanted to be here for my babies. And so me and Rochelle, my wife, we you know, we told each other we're not gonna use no more, you know, we're gonna go and try to clean up. And we did. We ended up going and getting on the methadone program and getting help and cleaning up, you know what I mean? And thank God for Rochelle, because she's the one that pushed me, that extra little push that I needed to either go that way or go that way, you know, because I think by myself, I would have went down another road, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have went down this road in life. And I'm so thankful and grateful to have Rochelle in my life, you know? And I hope you're hearing this, baby. I love you with all my heart. I couldn't imagine life without you. But anyway, once I started doing that, and like I had like a whole good 6 months of clean, thinking straight, you know, I started falling more and more in love with my babies and seeing them grow up, and that desire just slowly faded away from me. And I said, you know, I like to game, and I've always been a gamer. So, you know, I went and I got me a PS5, and we set it up, and I started playing, and I started streaming, and then Cold War came out. And once Cold War came out, I started jumping really into it. Like, I spending like 15, 20, like 12, 15-hour days, like just playing Cold War and just taking my mind off of everything, you know what I'm saying? And that kept me busy, you know, it kept me busy. So, and the more that I started doing that, the more I spent it with my family, and the more time separated myself from that day of using in the hospital. The more I separated, the more the desire kind of just faded away from me. But it gets easier, you know. It's hard in the beginning. Clark, all the temptation said, and everything.
To be honest, I don't know which path I'm headed down. Pr0-sKiLLz-LxP said, love you too. I know I wouldn't want my life without you.
Why isn't my restream chat showing? Hold on. Let me check my restream chat real quick. There we go. Okay. All right, it was hidden. To be honest, I don't know which path I'm headed down, Logan. Just you know, make your decisions and choose wisely, you know what I mean? You want to try to learn from other people's mistakes. You don't want to end up in a really dark place, homie. And trust me, I wish somebody would have told me,
Tiffany Dameron,
to stay in school.
Said, I thought about that when someone trying to gain me a favor.
Yeah, see, the way I think about it is like, I wish somebody would have told me that going to school and all that stuff meant that that's how I'll get my like steady income, and that's how I'll support myself. That going to school, you know, results. Like, the whole point of going to school is so you could get a good job to make money so that you could support yourself. Nobody told me that. They're just like, go to school, go to school, go to school. But nobody tells you that going to school is going to get you a job that's going to get you money so that you can live. You know what I'm saying? They don't explain that. You know what I mean? I don't think they explain that to kids. That's why they tell you go to school, go to school, go to school. That way you can support yourself and have the means to live comfortably and be happy, you know what I'm saying, and support your family and shit. You know what I mean? If somebody would have told me that, then I would have probably stayed in fucking school. You know what I mean? I don't know what told me that. Both. But anyway, just make your decisions wisely. Learn from your mistakes, said, for sure. Learn from your mistakes.
The devil is always around. The devil will try hard to take you down the wrong path.
Yeah, I'm always weary of plots against me. you already know that, baby. But yeah, man, it's been one hell of a ride, bro. This last 10 years of my life have been one fucking crazy roller coaster ride, man. Up and down and up and down. But you know what? Right now, something that I've never said in my fucking life, and I can really say it and be truthful. Like, I'm really happy right now. You know what I mean? I'm really happy in life right now. And the place where I'm at mentally, and the place where I'm at physically, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy right now. And I've never been happy before, you know what I mean? I know I may not look happy right now because I'm thinking of all the old shit right now, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, right now, I'm happy, you know? I'm happy to wake up every morning and see my babies all over me. And I'm happy to wake up every morning and get on the game and have fun and make new content and create content. And you know what I mean? I'm happy to get up and not be sick every fucking morning and not have to worry about my next fix and not have to worry about who or what I'm gonna do to get my next fix, or if I'm gonna have to rob somebody, or if I'm gonna have to steal something, or if I'm gonna have to hurt somebody to get something, or what, you know what I mean? My addiction calls for it, because my fix, I had to get it no matter what. It wasn't a question of if, it was how I was going to get it. So my whole life, that's all that matters. That's all that mattered to me.
Said, I'm back, brother.
Hey, what's good, Smoke? But yeah, I think right now I'm in a really good place.
Tiffany Dameron
Definitely
said, I want to raise my children right. I don't want like me.
Want to raise your children right? Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? You just gotta teach them, you know what I mean? Teach them what you learned and the mistakes that you learned from. You know what I mean? All the mistakes you made in life, teach them that. That way they don't have to go through it. That way they learn it from you and they don't have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Just, man, I don't know. Life has been one fucking roller coaster ride for me. Honestly, you guys. And I think that's why I smoke so much motherfucking weed. That's why I smoke so much motherfucking blunts. You know what I'm saying? Because it keeps my anxiety low. It keeps me chill. You know what I mean? It keeps me happy. Yeah. Lately, I've been happy. Like, for real. Like, in the place that I'm at this last year, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I just had a newborn baby. My 2 baby boys are getting big. You know, I got 3 baby boys with my wife, and I got 1 kid that I had when I was 13 years old. When I was 13,
Clark
I had a baby
said,
by the babysitter.
Shit, I didn't know this would go so deep.
I had a baby from my babysitter. I had a baby with my babysitter. Oh shit. But yeah, I ended up getting my babysitter pregnant
LL Smoke
when I was 13.
Said, I'm very proud to be a friend of yours and have had the honor to meet a good friend like you and been there since the beginning of your YouTube and been able to listen to all the stories we have.
Hell yeah, it's good to meet you too, Smoke. I've always enjoyed your company. You know, you have definitely been here since the start of my YouTube career, for sure. Now that I'm starting to blossom a little bit, you know what I mean? I definitely won't forget about you, bro. I remember everybody that's there for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I remember everything. Just like when I was locked up. You know what I mean? Not one motherfucker come see me, put money on my books. Nothing. Not for like a couple years. I think my last year of prison, my mother, my real mom, started putting money on my books the last year for food. Before that, nobody gave me money to eat. Nobody put money on my books to eat or nothing. I starved in prison.
Told each other through our long nights of playing zombies with each other. You're a huge impact on my life and a real great friend. I love you, brother. Logan Clark.
Hell yeah, bro.
Said,
that's
it
good.
has been an honor to be here and be a mod and care for you.
Hell yeah. And I appreciate you guys being here for me. You know, I'll take you guys along with me. You know what I mean? This whole YouTube channel and everything, this is our channel. You know what I mean? It's you guys, the viewers, and everybody that supports the channel is who makes this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it without you guys. So I appreciate that. But let's see, how long have we been going for? How long is the stream right now? Let me see. Let me check how long the stream is. I mean, the podcast real quick. All right, it's an hour and 30 minutes. All right. I guess we got a little bit more to cover, you guys. What I wanted to tell you guys about was like this blunt.
If I would have known you back then, you already know I would have put money on dad shits for you.
Don't even trip, bro. You know, it's all a part of life. For me, it's all part of the whole learning process. You know what I mean? I think everything in life happens for a reason. And I think that certain shit happens to us so that we're prepared for something bigger. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. What I'm saying is, like, I think everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I think as long as we learn from our mistakes, as long as I learned from everything when I went to prison, you know what I mean? Yeah, I went to prison, but I learned from my mistakes. You know what I mean? I learned, and I was taught how to be a man and how to fend for myself and how to be a man of my word and how not to be a fucking liar.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it really taught me how much
Logan Clark
all that means and about respect.
I cry in the shower every night.
You cry in the shower every night. What I was gonna say? Oh yeah. Whew. Man, this week makes me lose my train of thought, yo. But I was saying, as long as we learn from our mistakes, I think our lives
have good life, wife, and kids.
You can always make your life better. It's never too late to change your life and to live a better lifestyle. You know what I mean? You don't have to live depressed. You don't have to live in torment. You know what I mean? In torment, suffering from an addiction, hurting everybody around you, including yourself, and not caring or not really even knowing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like that. That's why I wanted to make this show, so I could tell my story on how I got here and, you know, what things I've learned and experienced. You know, on the next podcast, there's going to be episodes, right? So this one was more like an introduction and stuff. But our next podcast, I'm going to go a little deeper into my stories that I have about me in prison and how I survived prison and what life learning experiences I had in prison. And also, I also wanted to go into a little bit more detail.
If I have depression, do you have any tips?
Wait, hold on. What, Logan Clark? If I have depression, do you have any tips? Yeah, it's never too late to make your life better. It's never too late to make your life better. Never too late to improve yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been at my point. I've been at my breaking point a few times.
Gaming is my only tip.
To where I could literally would not have cared if I died right there on the spot, or if I killed somebody, or I didn't care. I didn't care about human life at all whatsoever or anything. I was at a really dark point in my life at one time. And I had a lot of depression.
LL Smoke Cookie.
You know,
said,
you know what helps
and
me?
finding who you are and your self-worth.
You know what helps me a lot? My weed. The weed keeps me at a level mindset, so I don't dwell on certain things so much. You know what I mean? If I dwell on a lot of my past, then I'll start to get in certain moods, or there'll be triggers, like stuff will trigger me, and like if I see old spots that I used to hang out, that I used to do dope at and stuff, I'll start thinking about it, and briefly I'll get that little desire back, but it goes away, and I know now I'm stronger, and like, so you just gotta think, like, you could be, yeah, your life could be bad right now the way it is, but it could always be worse. It could always be worse. Remember that shit. It could always be worse. And there's always somebody that's doing worse than you. Believe that. And who has it worse than you. And really what I
Logan
think
Clark
is
said,
how I did it.
watching you is what calms me from depression.
Really what I did is, like, I had to take a step back and really think about my life and like what I really want in life. You know what I mean? Like really take a step back and like think, what do I really want in life? Do I really want to continue living this way, the way I'm living? Thick every day, because the way I was in addiction, thick every single day, waking up feeling like garbage, hurting, fiending for your next high because it's the only thing that's gonna make you feel better. And you know, you become a slave to that addiction, and it's so easy to get lost in it. But like, I'm telling you, you gotta just take a step back and say, do I want to continue living this way, or do I want to
change your life so different,
or do I want to
Logan
be
Clark
happy or live a life that's better, or at least where you're not sad and depressed and hating life every day? You know, you don't need to be like that. You don't need to be waking up every morning hating fucking life. I used to wake up sometimes when I was in prison. I used to wake up and hate life, bro. I hated waking up. I would stay there laying in bed under my blankets and just lay there with my eyes closed because I couldn't sleep no more, but I didn't want to fucking wake up because life was so horrible. I hated it.
LL Smoke Cookie.
I've been there, dog.
In life you always have a choice, and what you make is always up to you, man. I don't know you, but I don't know if you play games or not with Skillz, but I'm always down to talk.
Yeah, for sure. Smoke is a good guy, yo. But if what's it called? What I'm saying is that you take a step back and realize, you know, what you want in life, and realize what you're gonna make your priorities. You need to set up your priorities. Like my priorities were all fucked up. You know what I mean? My priorities were all messed up. And my priorities were like how I'm gonna fucking get well and how I'm gonna stay well later on after that. Those were my main mission in life. For fucking 19 years of my life, I wasted my whole life. The only thing I could think about was how I was gonna get high and how I was gonna get my next high. That's all I gave a fuck about. You know what I mean? Everything else was oblivious to me. No matter who I hurt, no matter how much pain I caused, no matter how much I hurt myself, I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because I was blind to all that. All I seen was my next fix, and I need to get well. I need to get well. That's all I could give a fuck about. And you know, I lost so much. I missed so much of my life. And it all happened in a blink of an eye, bro. So like, just take a step back and ask yourself, what do you really want in life, and what are your priorities, bro? What are your priorities in life? What's most important to you? You know what I mean? To me, when I found my purpose, is when like I told you, is with my kids, my babies that I'm having now.
Logan Clark.
And I told
said,
myself, this is what I'm going to live for.
Very wrong path, and
that's
I feel
the point
bad for him.
That's where you gotta like center. Okay, what are you living for? You know what I'm saying? For me, I found what I was living for. You know what I mean? My kids, my kids. I want them to live a life that I didn't have, because I didn't have the means to be raised right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be here with them, and I'm gonna be here the whole way, helping them grow up and be raised and raise them right. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be there. That's what my purpose. Now my life doesn't even matter to me. I could care less about my life. I'm here for them. I don't even give a fuck about my life no more. I done fucked up that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just living for my baby boys. You know what I'm saying? So everything I do is for them. I love my babies with all my heart and soul, and I will kill and I will die for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that they have everything that they need to be good in life. Feel me? They ain't gonna grow up the way I did. They ain't gonna grow up watching their fucking grandparents and them sticking needles in their fucking arms and needles all over the fucking place and fucking walk. I just, you know what I'm saying? My kids should never have to fucking see a syringe in their motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make sure that my kids don't have to go through what I went through in life, dog. I'm gonna make damn sure my baby boys don't go through what I went through in fucking life. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure. I don't care what no one says, thinks. I don't give a fuck, because no one gave a fuck about me when I was locked down in that fucking cell for fucking days and days and days and months, and not one phone call, not one visit, not $1 for fucking food, nothing, bro. So fuck everybody, fool. That's how I feel. And I'm just being real. And you know what I'm saying? What I do now and how I live is all for my babies.
Said, see your family so happy.
Yeah. Now my baby boys, man, they are so attached to me. They love me. You know what I mean? I'm their everything. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't wake up without their daddy. You know what I'm saying? They love their daddy. And I'll never leave them again. You know what I mean? No matter, I'm never gonna go back to prison. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going back to prison. And it's either live for them or just give up. And
you are a strong man,
I'm not
Skillz,
giving
and
up.
I respect you more and more every day for the man you have become. I'm proud of you.
Hell yeah. And I'm not the type to give up. And I'll fight. I'll fight and I'll fight and I'll fight to make sure that my babies are raised right and they have their daddy. And I don't give a fuck. Not for no one, not for no temptation, not for no peer pressure, not for no motherfucking buddy, bro.
Said,
I love my baby boys.
Adapt or die.
So that's what it is. And you know, this is just a taste of what is to come with this podcast, you guys. I just wanted to give you like an introduction more into my life, you know what I'm saying, and into an experience that I had in my life growing up and how I became the person I am now. You know, how I ended up happy from being totally lost to being found. So with that said, you guys, I'm gonna ask you guys if you guys have any questions, you guys want to ask me. Now's the time. You guys want to ask any questions or anything like that, let me know now. And feel free, you guys, feel free. We'll get ready to start closing up here pretty soon. Get ready for get ready for some gaming, you feel me? I'm ready to start gaming. I'm ready for some zombies, dog. But yeah, this is willpower. If I could do it, you guys could do it. You know what I mean? I'm happy now, and I'm living life. I'm legit.
Said,
I'm all
are
legal.
you going to play COD?
Hell yeah, we're going to go play COD. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you know I'm trying to go play some COD. Hell yeah.
LL Smoke Cookie said, I've already asked them all while playing. I'm here for support. You trying to play here in a bit?
Yeah, for sure. Let me just end this podcast, and then give me like maybe 15 minutes after I end this podcast, 15-20 minutes after I end this podcast, and I'll have everything set up again. I could start my live stream for my gaming live stream. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks everybody for coming, for stopping by. I appreciate it. This is also gonna be aired live. I mean, not live. It's gonna be also aired on Spotify, on Apple Music, anywhere where there's a podcast, anywhere where there's podcasting, you could hear it. You guys could go to my show. You just look up Willpower. If I could do it, you could do it, and it'll come up either whatever you're in, on all platforms. Right. And if it's not on the platform, we'll get it on there. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just gonna be on YouTube, is what I'm saying. It's gonna be on all the other platforms, podcast platforms also. But if you want to re-see the episode too, the episode will be in the podcast section. You guys could check that out. And I'm working on a new album on the low. You know what I mean? On the low. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks you guys for coming. Thanks you guys for listening to me, giving me the support and the feedback that I was looking for. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.